Welcome back to This Day in Scottish History. I'm your host, Colin MacDonald. Today we journey back to the 22nd of January 1731, a day when the people of Dundee and the surrounding countryside breathed a collective sigh of relief. Why? Because that was the day a notorious highwayman, known as the Muckle Thief, was finally apprehended. The Muckle Thief, as he came to be called, was a shadowy figure whose real name has been lost to history. What we do know is that he earned his nickname from his imposing size and his audacious criminal exploits. For months leading up to his capture, he terrorised travellers on the rural roads around Dundee, targeting merchants, farmers, and even clergy. His preferred method was to ambush unsuspecting victims, demanding money, valuables, or goods under threat of violence. While highwaymen were not uncommon in 18th century Scotland, the Muckle Thief stood out due to his sheer audacity and the fear he instilled in the community. Stories of his exploits circulated widely. One tale tells of him robbing an entire cartload of grain, leaving a poor farmer destitute. Another claims he once took a prized family heirloom, a brooch, from a woman travelling to market, though he reportedly returned it days later with a note apologising for his actions. Such accounts, true or exaggerated, only fueled his infamous reputation. The roads around Dundee were vital arteries for trade and communication, so the Muckle Thief's activities had a significant impact on the local economy. Merchants began to travel in groups or hire guards for protection, and some avoided the region altogether. The fear of encountering the thief was so pervasive that local broadsheets frequently warned travellers to exercise caution. The authorities, of course, were under great pressure to catch him. His ability to evade capture became a source of frustration and embarrassment for local officials. Rumours swirled that he had an uncanny ability to vanish into the forests or hide in the many caves and glens scattered throughout the countryside. Some even suggested he had accomplices who helped him elude justice. The chase finally ended on the 22nd of January 1731, thanks to the cooperation of local residents and an organised effort by the authorities. A group of determined lawmen, aided by informants, tracked the Muckle Thief to a secluded hideout near Dundee. Accounts suggest that a fierce struggle ensued, with the thief reportedly attempting to fight his way free. However, he was ultimately overpowered and taken into custody. News of his capture spread quickly, with reports appearing in local broadsheets. The people of Dundee were relieved that the roads were finally safe again. The broadsheets noted that his arrest was celebrated with a sense of cautious optimism. After all, while one thief had been caught, the roads were still fraught with danger in an era where law enforcement was limited. Details about the Muckle Thief's fate remain unclear. Some accounts suggest he was tried and executed, a common punishment for highway robbery at the time. Others hint that he may have been transported to the colonies, a practice that was increasingly used as an alternative to the gallows in the 18th century. Regardless of his ultimate fate, the story of the Muckle Thief became a cautionary tale and a part of local lore. His capture was not just a triumph of justice, but a moment of relief for a community that had lived in fear for far too long. As we reflect on the events of the 22nd of January 1731, the story of the Muckle Thief reminds us of the challenges faced by communities in maintaining safety and order during a time when resources were scarce and the wilderness often provided cover for those with ill intent. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history. Tune in tomorrow for another episode of This Day in Scottish History. I'm Colin MacDonald, haste you back.